I enjoy consumer automotive motor vehicles, predominantly of the internal combustion sort. Also known as cars. I also have been playing quite a bit of Pokemon lately and have been at it for over a decade since I got my first DS. Why is the B-roll of Minecraft? I have no idea. Anyway, when I was about to fall asleep one night, I had probably one of the dumbest thoughts to myself ever. What if cars were like Pokemon? What if capitalism didn't exist and random, inexplicable phenomenon just happened out of nowhere? Shinies in Pokemon are when Pokemon sometimes have a different color palette than its usual form, sorta like the rare albinism phenomenon in real animals and plants. What if, say, you went to a dealer, got your car fully spec'd up exactly the way you wanted, paint to sample, a trim, interior, options, whatever, and then 5 months later you take delivery of your car and you hit that 1 out of 8,192 chance for that manufacturer to paint your car in the completely wrong color. And instead of having to return that car and waiting months to get your ordered car remanufactured, it actually shoots up in value so you keep it in treasure. It's kind of like a misprinted stamp. So you're kind of screwed if you get pulled over and the thumb with a gun's like,
hey, your car is registered as pound 1C2461, but the actual car looks something like, I don't know, pound FFD800. What the hell's going on?
But you'd probably just be like, oh, don't worry, it's just a shiny Chrysler Town and Country. I ordered a blue one, but I got a yellow one. And the cop will be like,
ah, okay, sorry for bothering. You still get a speeding ticket for going 46 and a 45.
And then you go home $200 poorer. I can think of one issue that can arise from this though. Like, people would start making fake shiny cars by wrapping or repainting the cars for clout. The same way that people cheat in shiny Pokemon because they're too lazy to grind for 7 hours for a shiny Spiritomb in the Sea Mauville and Alpha Sapphire, only for it to commit unalive using Memento. Don't worry, because I genuinely did not cheat in a shiny. I gave up on the shiny hunt. Catching or collecting Pokemon is one of the biggest gimmicks of Pokemon and is why these games are some of the most addictive and popular franchises. You just walk into some location you've never been in, beat up some natives until they're about to die, and then you capture and enslave them to use in your military. I mean, you just walk around in some tall grass, weaken the wild Pokemon, and then capture them to use in battles, or to just simply collect them and trap them in a computer and completely forget about them for 10 years when the battery in the game cartridge dies. You don't have to buy any Pokemon other than like a magic carb here and there. You don't have to register them at the horribly inefficient DMV. You don't have to pay taxes on them every year. You don't have to worry about depreciation, and you can get them fixed up for free at a Pokemon Center. How awesome would it be if you could just claim random cars sitting around as your own? Like, you go shopping at your local Kroger to buy some 4 Cheez-Its and a pack of Fiji water in your 2003 Honda Civic sedan LX with a 4-speed automatic. You finish your shopping and then you spot sitting across the street this glorious 2020 BMW M3 competition that doesn't have a plate. So you just walk up to it, heel drop it a few times, and then try a couple different keys, and then if you happen to use the correct key, you get to keep the car and give it a nickname. One issue that might arise that I can think of is like baboons like Team Rocket might start capturing other people's cars parked at a Kroger parking lot while the actual owner's inside shopping for crackers and expensive water. But you know, Grand Theft Auto already exists, so I don't think that's a problem. When most Pokemon reach a certain level, they evolve into usually a stronger form of its prior self. Some evolve when a certain item is used, some evolve when they're traded, some evolve when they've started developing Stockholm Syndrome. Like this, cars should absolutely start evolving into other cars when they've hit like a certain mileage, certain parts have been added to them, they started developing some mechanical problems. So just pretend the laws of conservation of mass doesn't exist. Anyway, for example, when you're 2003 Honda Civic LX with a 4-speed automatic hits 300,000 miles. It evolves into a 2005 Civic LX with a 5-speed automatic with optional electric folding mirrors. Or when your 2013 V6 Mustang starts developing rod knock, it evolves into a 2016 EcoBoost or something stupid like that. I don't even know what I'm saying in this video. Imagine how much shops would make with owners knowing they'll get a new car when they hit some milestone, or how much dealers would make when people just want to buy a new car because their old car evolved into some utter clunk box. I'd literally just revolutionize the car market. They should definitely add evolution into cars. Every Pokemon has at least one type, some have two types. So for example, Raichu is only an electric type, but Raichu is both electric and psychic type. Ninetales is a fire type, but Ninetales is both ice and fairy type. Really simple. In the same way, cars should have some sort of type. Most cars are made of some sort of metal like steel or aluminum, so I think it would make sense that the majority of cars would be a steel type. Cars made of materials like carbon fiber or fiberglass would maybe be something like rock type, because diamonds and graphite and stuff, I don't know. Also, cars like Challengers and GTOs would be fighting type. EVs like the Lucid Air and the Porsche Taycan would be electric. The Lamborghini Gallardo and the Ferrari 355 are fire types. SUVs are poison types, and this car is ugly. Like, what were the designers thinking here? Why is it so narrow? Why is it look so ridiculously top heavy, like the car sitting on top of some bricks on top of the frame? You know what isn't disgusting and ugly though? That smexy like and subscribe button to stay updated on my future uploads. Everything I just mentioned are some stuff that are completely fantastic and break the rules of physics that probably won't ever happen other than you subscribing to this channel, but there are some parallels that already somewhat exist in the real world. For example, the first one is trading. In the world of Pokemon, a trainer could trade Pokemon with another trainer as long as both parties agree on what is being traded. Of course, trading cars for another car and or cash or something else already exists. The only part that doesn't exist is maybe evolution upon trading like certain Pokemon do. Devolution might not be too uncommon though, like when you receive your new to you car and it just suddenly starts developing mechanical problems out of nowhere. IVs and EVs are one of the many complex features in the Pokemon games that I honestly didn't even know existed until about like 5 years into playing the game. But simply put, IVs are randomly assigned values to every Pokemon that determine how strong it is, and EVs are values attributed to each stat that increase as you defeat other Pokemon or dope them up with synthetic drugs or wild opioids and strengthen each stat. The vehicle's equivalent to IVs would be something like manufacturing tolerances or inconsistencies. Like if one Subaru WRX STI is perfectly reliable, pushes a proper or maybe a bit higher 305 horsepower or something, but another might make 290 donkey power and blow up in 300 miles at a missed spot of paint on the rear quarter panel and starts rusting after one rainy weekend. The EV value would probably be something like engine and suspension tuning. IVs and EVs are essentially useless when just collecting, but there are going to be people just collecting high IV Pokemon just for the goofs and gags. In the same way that people tune and build their cars to have a quintillion horsepower just to have quintillion horsepower. Pokemon battling is basically just cockfighting and gambling, but for a target age demographic of 7 to 16 years old. 2 or more animals under captivity fight to their death, and the loser pays some sort of money to the victor. Although you don't beat cars into each other to their death, racing and motorsport would technically be a form of battling. Many forms of motorsport determines the victor predominantly in the skills of the driver and the coordination of the team, but there absolutely are many forms of motorsport where the one who builds and tunes the best race car is the victor. Well, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that fever dream of a video. I'm running on an all-nighter right now recording this video. I have no idea what I'm saying. I wrote this script half asleep. But anyway, I hope you had a great holiday and have a happy new year. I'm hoping that this video is done by the end of the year, but stay warm and safe, and let's hope that 2023 is less of a shit show than 2022. All right, see ya.